Hello, friends, and welcome. Today, I have for you another Flaro fountain pen from my collection. Flaro, the Romanian manufacturer. This particular model is a Flaro Vega-S. Now, this was made in the 1970s in a communist Romania. It is a simple fountain pen with a black plastic body and a stainless steel cap. Unfortunately, this cap isn't in such a good condition because the steel was only plated, so it isn't not um, stainless steel, and inside I can't show you, but it has rust signs from the contact with the liquids, and including this part, this corroded and has rust on it. So this is the other model of the Flaro. It's also Vega-S, but this is in a worse shape than this model, and we will refer to it as the other model, and I will show you similarities between the two models. First of all, I want to compare these fountain pens with the similar fountain pens also made in 60s or 70s. So we have the Flaro Vega S model here, and I've prepared a Soviet made fountain pen. This pen was made in the 70s and in the 80s in the Moscow pen factory, Sacco and Vanzetti. This is a German fountain pen, a Geha from the 70s, piston filler. This is a low-end Pelican Steno from the 70s, but this model is a model from 1983. I also prepared a Mont Blanc from the 60s, Mont Blanc 22. And I also have a popular Lamy 2000. I want to show you the rare Flaro Titan. This was a copy of the famous Mont Blanc 149, so it's a giant fountain pen. And next to it, I will put a Pelican Souverain M800 from 1987. I will show them side by side to you. So you can see that the 70s models have many things in common. The producer often inspired from each other their designs. Flaro also borrowed some aesthetic elements from Western fountain pens, but unfortunately, at the quality standards, they are behind because, as you can see, aesthetically, it resembles, let's see, a Geha fountain pen. You can see it. But the Geha has an ink window, and the Romanian producer renounced that feature to save some money. It was difficult to produce something like that. The Germans had the piston filling mechanism, and this has a piston, but it's in a shape of an ink converter, and it's a captured one in the sense that you can't remove it from the body. As you can see, it rotates and it draws up ink. Let's look at the Let's look at the nib. It's a semi-hooded nib. It reminds me of models from Mont Blanc from the same period. And this can be easily removed from the grip section, and we are left with the feed. With the nib. It says on it Flaro Iridium 52FK, and this is the feed. Of course, maybe you are familiar with this piston filler strap mechanism. How do you clean it? How do you grease it? Well, it has this part and it can be unscrewed. Yes. And also this part. And we are left with the mechanism. So you can grease it through here. It has some water in it because I cleaned it before this video. It had before some red ink, so I think I will do my writing sample with the red type of ink. This is the cleanest model, and this is the roughest model. And I want to show you the nib. It's similar. You can see that the grip section is very, very delicate. This has a crack on it. The same feed, the same nib, and the same type of filling mechanism, but very important, it lacks this part over here. The parts can be interchangeable, so I can take the part from the other example and screw it in, and you see that now the piston works. It certainly needs some greasing, but it works. Please stay around for the writing sample, and I will show you how this fountain pen writes. Welcome back to the writing sample. For the ink, we will use this Pelikan 401 Brilliant Red. We give it a little shake before we use it. Okay. You can see the fountain pen, and you will first rescrew the piston, and now we unscrew it and it will draw the ink. Let's see. Okay, so we have the ink. Okay, put the cap back. Okay, and now I will put the barrel, and we are ready for the writing sample. Let's see. We have a Flaro Vega-S model from the 1970s. This pen is made in Romania, in communist Romania. It has a steel nib. This is a Flaro nib, And I think it's an M nib from medium. It has a nice feedback to it, but being a steel nib, it hasn't so much flex, so it writes like this. It's a nice usable steel nib. So I hope you've enjoyed my review with the Vega-S communist model from the 1970s. And as always, I wish you to have a nice day.